Hi everyone, we're here with Team 1768 Nashoba Robotics at the New England District Championship event. Their robot is an absolutely stellar machine, from picking up fuel on the field to shooting it in mass amounts through their shooter. We're going to get behind all of the systems that they do in order to do that, coming up next on Behind the Bumpers.
Hi, I'm Katarina, and I'm going to start by talking about how we got to the robot that we have right now. So at the beginning of the season, like a lot of teams, we had a lot of discussions about if we wanted to try to be ambitious and design a turret or go with a more simple design. And we ended up deciding on doing a fixed shooter. Initially, we had a double lane shooter, which you might have seen at week 0 through week 3. And then for our week 5 event at WPI, we decided to rebuild, and now we have a drum shooter. So now our robot has a 4-bar intake, roller floor, and a drum shooter. So I can start by talking about the intake. So we've spent a lot of time iterating on the intake. One thing that was really important for us was to be able to have our robot be under the trench when the intake was folded up. So we have the moving portion of our hopper is attached to the bottom link. So then when it folds up, it is nice and short. Our intake right now is made out of SRPP. We manufactured that for this competition. So that has been really nice. So when we get slammed from the side, it does not break. And the bottom link is also made out of aluminum, which also helps withstand those impacts. Another thing that we did for durability is we have a bash bar on the front, which is reinforced with a piece of steel along the bottom edge. So when we smash into things, it doesn't bend as much as it could. In addition, initially we'd had a powered bottom roller, but for WPI, we ended up removing that and replaced it instead with 2 3/4 inch aluminum shafts and reduced the compression, which has helped us significantly increase our throughput. And then we have a powered front roller and top roller, both of which is powered on both sides with Kraken X60s. And then from the drive itself, for the intake, it's a little bit hard to see through the net in the roller floor, but it is a Kraken X60 on a Max Planetary, and I'm pretty sure we have a 9-to-1 stage and a 5-to-1 stage. And then there are 2 sprockets that drive sprockets on a Max Spline shaft. And then all of the drive for the intake links themselves is over the 1 inch on top of the side frame rail. So it goes from the Max Spline shaft to a sprocket that is bolted to the upper link, and then that'll drive our intake up and down, which has been super reliable, and we love using the Max Spline wherever we can.
Before we get to our next segment, we'd like to thank the following. It isn't too late to order competition apparel for your team at FRC Tees. Founded by FIRST alumni and offering a free 14-day turnaround with expedited options available, go to frctees.com to see why hundreds of teams are making FRC Tees their first choice for their apparel needs. That's frctees.com. Oshcut is the premier metal cutting service for first teams. No minimum order, options for same-day turnaround, 3D tube laser cutting, and with nearly 500 variations of metal in stock and ready to cut. Just upload a file and claim your 50% off discount when you scan the QR code or go to funroboticsnetwork.com/OSHCUT.
And then I'm going to pass it over to Connor, who can talk a little bit about our roller floor.
Okay, so originally when we had our double lane shooter, we had our double spin nexer. But for the new robot with the drum shooter, we decided to move to a roller floor. As you can see here, it is integrated with our whole loading system through our shooter. So the design of this, we have aluminum tubes through the shooter. And then as we get closer to the entry roller that we have here, we have squish wheels. This gives some compliance to allow the balls to move into the shooter easier. This gives us more throughput.
So for the drum shooter, we had to package it significantly differently than we had with the divided double shooter. So all of our motors are actually kept in this space right in front. We have 4 motors powering the drum, kicker wheel, and 2 hood rollers. Then we have these 2 motors powering the entire roller floor and loader into the shooter. We have 1 motor powering the entire entry roller in here. Because this roller can possibly see around like 20 balls as it pulls them in from the roller floor and up through the shooter. Then we also have our hood motor down here. For the divided double shooter, we tried it, or drum shooter, we had to change how we were doing the hood as well. As for the divided double shooter, we had the hood plates on the inside, but now they're on the outside, which helped package the belt and roller system here. The other cool thing about the hood is that that we have for the hood plates is we're using 16th inch aluminum plates on the side, sandwiching a 3D printed part. We actually purposely printed the 3D print badly so it would have a worse mesh with the gear, allowing for the allowing the angle to be consistent and not have as much backlash. Like many other teams for the drum shooter, we have a J-shaped path, which helps keep things compressed. The one thing we had is there's a little bit of wiggle back and forth, which we noticed at our WPI event. So we added this 3D printed, it's a little bit hard to see, but there's a 3D printed part on this tube that helps compress the ball against the other plate in the back here. For all of our rollers, we have 30 thou less in the belts, including in the floater to help reduce current draw.
So, robot like this, very mechanically complex. What are you doing in terms of controls and programming that you'd like to share?
So for control this year, one of the most important things to us was making sure that we knew exactly where we are on the field at all times. So that's why we decided to include 3 cameras, one right here, one there, and then one exactly opposite on the other side of the shooter. And so we wanted to know exactly where we are at all times so that we could make sure that things like our auto and shooting are consistent, because we wanted to, like for example, in auto, we wanted, one of our main goals was to be consistent and fast, which is what a lot of our control design was based around. We spent a lot of time on trying to optimize everything that we could with the control, and we actually got it to the point where we only have 3 controls for our driver. One of them is bringing the intake up, the other is bringing the intake down, and then the other one is the shoot. So for the shoot, it's not just run all rollers all at once. It's a bit more than that. So first, we move the robot so that it's completely in line with the hub, so that we don't miss our shot. Then we start spinning up the shooter rollers, and then only once the shooter rollers are completely up to speed do we move the hood, and then after that, once everything is within tolerance, then we run the rollers. And this has led us to be super consistent and just have really accurate shots no matter where we shoot from, and just throughout the entire match. Also in auto, we spent a lot of time in trying to be super fast and consistent, which is a goal of a lot of teams. So we did that by adapting a lot of the one of the publicly available libraries that FRC teams use, and we basically, instead of doing the traditional making a super long path, we decided to split it up into 3 different parts, or not 3, but just different parts, so that each part only begins once the last one is finished, and that allows us to create different safe points during the auto, and then it only will continue once we have reached those safe points, which has actually allowed us to be super consistent, so that even if we get crashed into at the center of the field, or we start getting beached on balls, we still are able to we're still able to complete our auto, and it's just been a nice layer of redundancy to make sure that we never miss an auto.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Nashoba Robotics. Good luck this weekend and continue your great performance on the field. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell to stay up to date on future fun videos. Osh Cut is the premier metal cutting service for first teams. No minimum order, options for same-day turnaround, 3D tube laser cutting, and with nearly 500 variations of metal in stock and ready to cut. Just upload a file and claim your 50% off discount when you scan the QR code or go to funroboticsnetwork.com/OSHCUT. It isn't too late to order competition apparel for your team at FRC Tees. Founded by First alumni and offering a free 14-day turnaround with expedited options available, go to frctees.com to see why hundreds of teams are making FRC Tees their first choice for their apparel needs. That's frctees.com.